Hello, welcome to Amsterdam, Netherlands, party capital of the world, and for good reason. Flexible marijuana laws, red light districts, and as well as many other things that are tolerated here that are not tolerated everywhere else makes Amsterdam a very lenient, liberal, tolerable city for partygoers and other folks alike. It attracts about 5 million visitors alone just because of those reasons. It's about 1.3 million people. It started off as a fishing village in the 12th century, and Amsterdam became became very important during the Golden Age in the 17th century, as having one of the most most famous ports because of its innovations, because of its innovative shipping, industrial. Innovative ideas that they come out with. A lot of people copied the Dutch and what they were doing, and the Dutch, they were seamen. They had a big navy. They were explorers, and they were conquerors. Like many other European nations. So there was Dutch influence. Still is Dutch influence today all around the world. But there was a big Dutch influence, during the Age of Empires and all of that. Colonialism, 16, 17, 1800s. They had a lot of innovative developments in trade, in regard to trade. Now, I want to talk about finance and diamonds, but particularly diamonds. So, the diamond trade was huge here in Amsterdam, and a lot of that started with a lot of the Jewish settlers that came here that had, that did business in South America, in Brazil, with the diamond mines there. They had traded a lot of diamonds that were being mined there, and they would import them into Amsterdam, and they would sell them at a very premium price. Okay, and so the diamond trade picked up, and it became a pretty big deal here back in the 1700s, 1800s. It's an alpha world city. In 2012, it was the second best city to live, based on the EIU, which is the Economist Intelligence Unit. Everyone's heard of Vincent van Gogh, right? Well, he's Dutch, and he's from Amsterdam, and they have a museum here to commemorate his contributions to the art world. Another person you might have heard of is Anne Frank, the girl who wrote a diary during Nazi Germany, who was captured along with her family in 1944. Well, her house is now a museum here in Amsterdam, and you have to book tickets about 2 months in advance to see the Anne Frank Museum. And guess what? There's still stuff there that was there when Anne's family was there, and even posters of movie stars that are hanging on the wall that Anne hung up herself. So how cool is that? And I would have went there myself, but of course I didn't have enough time. I didn't plan in advance. I do want to see the Anne Frank Museum, and now I'm going to read Anne Frank's diary, and I'm going to watch every Anne Frank movie there is. I've only seen one. I think it was the Diary of The Diary of a Young Girl, I think, was the original movie they come out with, but I can't remember. I know I've seen one movie. I saw it in school. Very heartwarming story, heartbreaking story. Tulip Mania. If you're an investor like myself, you remember Tulip Mania. Happened, I want to say, I don't even know which century it was. I didn't do enough research. I think it was in the 1200s, 1300s. Could be wrong. Could be after that. Could be before that. That's where tulips become really popular. And they're not actually Dutch flowers. They come from Turkey. Okay, but everybody wanted tulips, and so they started, growing tulips, and they started trading options, tulip options, actual options trading for tulips. So, Amsterdam and the Netherlands is home to the oldest stock exchange in the world. Okay, and it has to do with the Tulip Mania. As far as tourism, you got so much stuff going on. One of the most famous things that people come to see in Amsterdam is the red light district. Okay, that's especially American soldiers that used to be stationed in Germany. When I was in the Army, everybody talked about Amsterdam, the red light district, cannabis coffee houses, and cannabis cafes and all of that stuff. Prostitution's legal here. I mean, like I said, they're very flexible, lenient with all of these things that are illegal in so many other places. So everybody loves Amsterdam for a lot of reasons. I like it for reasons other than the ones I just mentioned. You have cannabis coffee shops, the red light district where you can go party, buy prostitutes, find your drugs, whatever you want. You can actually buy wine and beer in the vending machines. Just anybody can, if they have money, buy a bottle of wine, small bottle of wine or a can of beer, along with your potato chips and candy bar and vending machines all over the city. Pretty cool. I saw one at my hotel. I stayed at the Best Western. You have a prostitution museum of prostitution here, which you can check out. The architecture, beautiful, old, especially around the Old Center, which is the main tourist attraction here in Amsterdam. You can take a river cruise or you can take a bus tour, okay, sponsored by City Sightseeing, I believe is the name of the company. Bicycles are really popular to travel with around here, around in all of Europe, but especially Amsterdam when the weather's nice. You have a lot of museums, like I said. You have a lot of churches. Just like all over Europe, there's churches and museums everywhere. Okay, so if you are a person who loves to have fun, you're young or old, whatever, especially young people, they want to come, they want to party. Amsterdam's the place to be. But don't come in the winter. Come in the spring, fall, or summer, unless you come during Christmas time. I'm gonna head down to Rome, check out Rome and the Vatican, and I'll see you guys there. Peace out. Come visit Amsterdam. I love it.